First, if you will grant me the latitude, Mr. President, to thank those who worked so hard on this budget, because having observed this during the last session in leadership position, and having had the privilege of working with Senator Flood during that period, and now having him serve us as our appropriations lead, I have come to a great respect and appreciation by the manner in which he has thoughtfully and calmly explained to us, sometimes during some rather fiery discussions in our caucus, why we reached the point we did. But in that, he has always sought to be respectful. He has always sought to impart with us as much of an understanding as we could get. And I've watched the senators from your caucus, the chairman, Senator Hill, and Senator Kane, and the dynamics of that committee are critical. When we take our oath to uphold the Constitution, one of those components is the recognition that we must have a balanced budget. For all the hyperbole of possibly shutting down state government, nobody who is rational, who has worked within this building, wants to subject this body or the different branches of government to the pressure and the agony. We don't want to create uncertainty and a tough economy among businesses that rely on government, or upon the state employees who rely upon and trust us to make sure that their checks come on a regular basis. And I think sometimes there are statements that are made, perhaps in the heat of discussions or in comments, that do not do justice to the people who serve the state. Because I think every one of them genuinely believes when they come to work in the morning that they're going to do their best for something that they believe in, and we have an obligation to respect that. And I am not in the position tonight, which is difficult for me, where I feel I can vote in favor of this. But that does not say that I don't respect the people and the work that has gone into this. Out of this, we have been able to make a little more whole what has been a historic commitment to towns and revenue sharing. We have been able to recognize the patience and the delay that has happened to state employees in their ability to see any increases on an overall basis. Something that many of us in the private sector have struggled with for years as well. We sent a signal to the education community that we have a strong commitment in the state in education, and we wanted to exhibit that by investing more in education. I think that is a top priority for many of us here in this body, and I, without speaking for the executive branch, think it's been a priority of his. We also recognize some crises and some difficulties out there by putting $3 million towards the industry and stabilizing that. We also made some structural changes. I have been going through the 160 some odd pages at the back of the budget document that we just received tonight. It's a little difficult for some of us also, and this is not in any way a disrespect of the committee. We did their work very well. It's part of the process and where we stand time-wise. But to have this afternoon for endorsement and to get copies, and personally I want to extend my appreciation that since there were only 6 copies available, you were kind enough to give us those for members who wanted to have it. But it is troubling as somebody who's worked on budgets at a municipal level and on behalf of organizations to not have had a little bit more time to go through some of these things. Now, again, in fairness to our caucus lead and to the House members, I believe they have tried to keep us abreast as this has gone on. So that is not in any way meant to denigrate how the process has evolved. But it is difficult with something of this nature, and one of the other reasons why I'm not in a position to cast my vote for it. The good things, the positives are more, but others will want their opportunity to speak on this. The concerns I have are a budget document is a financial document in my mind, Mr. President, but it is also a policy statement. There are structural changes in here which I I respect were both hard, but were necessary, in my opinion, to make. There were good things that went on in recognition of some of the positive changes to career path legislation. I think that overall there was a respectable process. But there also are tax increases. There are tax increases generally to consumer goods. There are tax increases to meals and lodging. These all affect citizens in the state. And at the same time, we have $40 million in what is referred to as tax expenditures, whether you define those as tax breaks, tax loopholes, tax incentives, whatever you call them, that yet have to be identified for savings to make this budget whole. And I appreciate the difficulty that the committee has, and I thank them for the manner in which they did this, which I sincerely think respects the process without using gimmicks, but for many